you think that your burdens are too heavy, wait until you hear the next story.
On SG Now today, Singapore nightlife has returned. As of April 19th, bars no longer have to stop serving at 10:30 p.m. So, are Singaporeans ready to party?
A young woman with a harrowing past shares her hopes and dreams for a happier future.
CityJo Carson meets a man who gave up his career to care for his teenage daughter and changed both their lives completely and permanently.
Can gardens reduce stress? Aha! CityJo Abby found one for you.
Hello everyone, glad to have you with us on SG Now.
We start with Nightlife finally returning to Singapore, but before we put on our party hats, we'd like to give a quick shout out to our adopted charity for this month, Caregivers Alliance.
We are becoming more and more aware that those who care for the sick face a huge challenge many of us do not know about. The emotional burden and physical demands they face are more than many can bear, and yet they must trudge on. Caregivers Alliance is a non-profit organization in Singapore dedicated to meeting the needs of caregivers of persons with mental health issues. They run seminars, have help groups, have crisis lines to call, and teach caregivers how to cope with caring and going on living at the same time.
To help them manage their caring responsibilities but still be able to carry on having a quality existence. It's a tough call, but when you know you're not alone, it becomes a slightly lighter burden to bear. They're helping more people each year, and by 2023, they want to reach out to 20,000 caregivers.
So help them. If you're interested in volunteering or donating, we've put a link to the Caregivers Alliance website in our program description.
And now it's party time!
Well, someone's excited.
Yes, very excited.
Okay, hold your horses. As of 19th April, nightclubs, restaurants and bars are allowed to stay open past 10:30 p.m. A move that will please not only Sharda, that will please not only the entertainment staff public, but also the local F&B outlets.
There is one slight downside, however. Do you know what that is, Kai? Well, we have to keep our masks on in the nightclubs for the time being.
So, are Singaporeans excited to get back to the clubs? Is the mask on rule a major downer? Dharmik and his fellow CityJos have been out and about on the streets to find out.
Hey guys, one thing you should know about me is that I love to drink, and one thing I heard yesterday was that I might be able to try out new places and try new drinks, because on the 19th of April, all nightlife businesses get open, which means more places for me to try out. But I want to know, are Singaporeans as excited as I am? And for that reason, the CityJos and I are on the streets finding out what you think. So let's go. Are you looking forward to nightlife reopening in Singapore?
Of course, yeah.
Could you explain why?
Why? Because it's really Singapore. It's Singapore like that, nightlife and morning the people for office. So have life, like you go back earlier, like 10:30. What you going to do?
Yes. Definitely. Let's bring back the vibrancy of the city life.
I don't go on on the nightlife. I don't go on the nightclubs and all that. But then I guess opening of the nightlife really helps in the businesses.
Yes, of course.
And why?
So that I can see more people moving around, especially at night.
Right.
They are gorgeous.
Are you looking forward to nightlife reopening in Singapore?
Of course, I am. Because I'm new to Singapore and I just came for a day before yesterday. So I am eager to get into this nightlife.
Alright, okay. So here's a question that is quite interesting, because we still have to wear masks indoors, right? So if you were to go to a club, right, do you think it will be fun to dance with people who are all having masks on their face?
It will be quite weird, but what to do? Corona made our life miserable.
Number one, I'm not a very good dancer, but I would imagine if I'm dancing with someone, I want to see the face, whether he or she is smiling, having joy, having fun. So dancing with mask on, no, cannot.
So you won't be taking part in the activity then until it's mask off?
I guess so.
I don't think so.
I guess it'll be fun. It'll be like a masquerade party, right?
So it'll be more of like a interesting kind of fun instead of the usual.
Yeah, you don't know who you're dancing with.
Oh yeah,
There's like
that's
some
true.
mask of mystery over there.
Yeah, that's true. Not fun. I don't like it.
And why?
I need to see the person itself. That goes with the atmosphere.
Right.
Everybody wear a mask. No, I don't think so.
But do you think it's funny?
No.
No, not at all. Oh, it's just sad.
So nightlife business have everything from pub to clubs to even karaoke. Is there any of this that you're looking forward to?
Karaoke. Yeah, because it's been like 2 years since I go singing in karaoke. Yeah.
Who do you usually sing with?
With my friends and my girlfriend. Yeah.
I actually wanted to enjoy all the nightlife, what's special and all, because I've not experienced in Singapore, so I'm eager to wait in.
Okay, and how about who would you like to bring along for the experience?
Actually, I just came with my brother, so I wanted to come back with my friends to have the fun.
If you say karaoke, I would look forward to go with my friends to have some bonding, since karaoke have been closed for quite a long time already.
Go with her.
I'll go with him also.
And where? Clarke Quay or I don't know, MBS?
More 24-hour cafe, restaurant type, so that I can go on a good long date with my wife.
With your wife?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. And no one else, right?
No, enough of my daughter being the lamppost. At night I can, 24 hours.
So, most of our answers are either eager or extremely excited. And we may not realize this, but nightlife actually helps keep our morals high and stay connected with all our best friends. And with that said, this has been CityJo Dharmik for Singapore One. I'll see you at the clubs, my party people. Let's go!
So, what do you think, Kai? Partying with the mask, fun or not?
I don't know actually. I think it can be fun if you play it out. If you use your mask as a strategy to be mysterious.
You like this mysterious thing.
Yeah, and at the same time, if someone has got bad breath, you don't want to
What about,
stay
do
away.
I have bad breath? Well, as for me, I agree with the bad breath thing, but also I just can't imagine dancing with a mask on. Do you know how hot and tiring that is going to be?
I will get you a good mask then.
Okay.
All right?
All right,
You
all
know
right.
what? I think if you're just patient, obey the rules, put up with a mask for a little while longer, we'll get to a mask-free life soon enough.
Well, moving on from masks, our next story concerns a young girl who, despite an unimaginably traumatic past, is determined to fulfill her dreams of becoming a nurse.
Her name, Riley, and this is her story.
What's up, Singapore? And if you think that your burdens are too heavy, wait until you hear the next story.
This is Riley. When she was 8 years old, her own mother threw her down the rubbish chute for eating leftover food. Malnourished as a young child, she was skinny for her age, weighing only 16 kilograms back then. She managed to survive the ordeal, and she has agreed to speak to me today.
Hi, Riley. First things first, this is for you.
Thank you.
Can you please tell me a story?
At the age of 8, my mom threw me inside the rubbish bin. I was there for 8 hours till the cleaners rescued me. For the next 8 years, I went in and out of foster homes and children's homes.
After spending 8 years growing up without her family, she was allowed to return to her biological home. But instead of being a happy reunion, something even more tragic happened.
I was supposed to be discharged home to Dad, but something terrible happened.
What happened?
I'm not comfortable to share because I'm still traumatized by it.
How old are you then?
16.
Okay.
Upon returning home, on the first night, she was sexually assaulted by her biological father.
After the first night, I was thrown back into the children's home for the next 5 years.
Oh, wow.
When I was in the children's home, I was a quiet child. So they thought that I had learning difficulties, so they placed me inside a special school for 10 years. After I was released, I went into depression for 3 years. I started cutting myself, self-harming, and also overdosing. I've been going in and out of IMH because I was suicidal. Then it came to a point where I decided that I don't want to harm myself anymore. I got myself a tattoo to stop all that.
Wow. Where is it? Can I see? What does it say?
What doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
I am immensely saddened listening to Riley's story. But despite the upsetting childhood that she had, I felt heartened when Riley shared with me that she dreams of being a nurse.
I've been taking up studies and I just took my diploma. My aspiration is to be a nurse one day
Nurse. All right. And why?
because I was touched by a nurse before called Faith. Even though I was just a patient, she checked on me for the past 3 months.
I admire Riley's resilience. But whether or not society is willing to give people like her the chance is another question. So Riley, earlier on you were telling me that you have aspirations of being a nurse. So I'm just wondering, do you face challenges?
There's a stigma around special school that you're not allowed to be a nurse.
With this stigma, you cannot become a nurse. I mean, what are you going to do about it?
I won't give up. I'm going to continue taking courses to improve myself, and I will get there one day. Problem may seem big in life, but as long as you don't give up, you will find a solution one day.
One's past should not determine a person's future. People like Riley ought to be given a chance for their dreams to come true, no matter how troubled their past may be. This is Bruce for Singapore One.
Thank you, Riley, for sharing your story. All of us at Singapore One wish you every success for the future.
That's right. Now, according to a 2018 national survey, 1 in 7 Singaporeans experience mental health issues in their lifetime.
Gabriel Chan is a caregiver to his teenage daughter who suffers from depression. Here he speaks to CityJo Carson about his challenges and the help he's gotten from groups like Caregivers Alliance.
It was a sense of lost, literally, and a frustration, and you really do not know how to react and don't know what to do and who to turn to.
I talked with Gabriel Chan, caregiver to his teenage daughter who suffered from acute depression. He shared openly about his journey so that fathers, mothers, and caregivers may benefit from his experience.
A lot has happened in the last 2 years. My youngest daughter actually suffered from acute depression. 2020 April, we really went through a rough patch when Christine actually took an overdose. She has to be hospitalized in the ICU for a couple of days, transferred to the psychiatric ward for almost a week. It was really very trying for her. It is so important to make sure that we have the right psychiatrists, the right support, from the psychologists, people that are able to relate to. Mental illness is a journey, and they need to be understood by the professionals.
How did you feel?
It was a sense of lost, literally, and a frustration, and you really do not know how to react and don't know what to do and who to turn to. So we kept very much to ourselves as a family. So we stayed very strong together. I think the main thing here is we were very focused on what is the right course of action for Christine. For myself, it's about recalibrating, I used to be a lot of telling, less listening. But I guess it was something that I have to change.
It was very encouraging to hear Gabriel making changes in his life. He changed the way he communicated, changed his job to a part-time role, and even attended a course on caregiving.
Having gone through this, I think I've become slightly better in my communication skills. When I left my job and I took on a part-time work, I decided to spend more time to really understand and go deep into this subject matter. So I decided to find out more about CAL. I spoke to one of the counselors there, and that's where I found out that there is this course called C2C, Caregiver to Caregiver. What is most invaluable is really the support group. And more importantly, we are not alone. I mean, many people are going through the same thing.
Can I ask you, why are you so open to be an advocate?
I think it's not really just me. It started with my daughter, Christine. She made a little video about mental illness and at the same time, what people should do when they are communicating or reaching out to the mental illness, such as being compassionate, being kind, and understanding. Both Christine and myself, we have always been willing to talk about it.
The most important, be kind to everyone. You never, ever, ever know what people are going through or what they're struggling with. And your words can change someone's day or even save someone's life.
What we want to send to the community is, if you are open to treatment, there is hope for cure and healing.
So has this experience made the father-daughter relationship stronger?
I think definitely I'm able to relate a lot better to my daughter, more empathetic, better listener. I think if you talk about stronger, I think it's a word that I would say we are more understanding of each other.
What would you like to tell the world?
We shouldn't be afraid, to seek treatment when we recognize that our loved ones are not feeling well. Yes, it's really the unconditional love for Christine by the family, the support, that the entire family, put on Christine, and the belief that, she is who she is and we will love her unconditionally.
So as a caregiver, what would you say is your greatest support?
I would say I draw it from my wife. The second thing is a religion. We have to place our faith in him, knowing that, he has an invisible hand in helping us, in more ways than one. I'm seeing that already because Christine is doing quite well. So I thank him for that,
Mental illness and depression is very real today, where family members and caregivers are willing to take action. Help is available. I'm CityJo Carson, Singapore One.
Caregivers Alliance needs your support. Follow their link in our program description.
Right, next up, feeling stressed, burnt out, and need a break from the daily grind and from people?
Yes, people, especially people.
Wow, you're mixing the wrong crowd. Well, you know what? Here's something that you need to know about.
Well, based on scientific research, NParks is building therapeutic gardens to meet your psychological, social, and physical needs.
Yes, and CityJo Abby found one such garden near where we live at Bedok Reservoir Park. Let's take a look.
Singapore, a city in nature? Yes. Studies conducted by National Parks Board, or better known as NParks, has found that urban nature contributes positively to the well-being and health of residents. In line with this, they are building therapeutic gardens all over Singapore. But what is a therapeutic garden? Let's go find out.
Today,
we visit the two therapeutic gardens recently opened at Pasir Ris Park and Bedok Reservoir Park.
Therapeutic gardens are outdoor gardens designed to meet the physical and psychological needs of the users. So the target users for some of the therapeutic gardens are aimed at seniors with dementia. But apart from seniors with dementia, children with autism or persons with ADHD would also benefit from visiting a therapeutic garden.
Studies conducted by NParks found that clinically depressed individuals can benefit from exposure to therapeutic gardens. Using an evidence-based design approach, they incorporated various elements to give users a sense of serenity and control.
So some of these design components are like simple circulations, the type of sensory plants, and also the type of materials that you should use, and what are the things that you should avoid in terms of providing sensory stimulations, in terms of providing comfort, in terms of providing these holistic rehabilitative environments that we call a therapeutic garden.
And now, we're glad to have Max bring us around the therapeutic garden at Bedok Reservoir Park.
So as visitors come in, what is welcoming them is actually the fragrance section. So today we have one plant that is currently flowering. So this is actually Canaga odorata, also known as ilang ilang. And the fragrance is said to be one of the ingredients for Chanel No. 5.
When it comes to which fragrant plants to include, it's not only about the scent.
So we select some of these fragrant plants with interesting texture or interesting colors. So some of these fragrance plants you can see over here as well. It provides these visually interesting patterns, and also if you actually touch it, it also offers you this different experience on your hand. Oh. So you can see that it's actually not just entirely smooth, it has a bit of texture as well.
Another popular feature here is the interactive rock garden, where you can balance the rocks on your own or do it as a social activity with your friends.
So the benefits that it brings forth is it helps with mindfulness, right? And it also trains the person's patience and focus, and also your eye-hand coordination.
How do you decide to put different kind of rocks, and why these choices?
So the rocks we select here are a few things based on the size. So we try to provide different sizes so that when you are trying to create the rock balancing, you will have different options to create your little tower. And in this case, we also provide different colors. So this adds the interest, right? So while rock balancing is a good activity, you want to make sure that people enjoy the process, so you have to make it visually interesting, and also at the same time providing different level of challenges so that different people can attempt at their own pace.
It's funny how when you do the bigger rocks, it's very exciting. So you kind of feel like, oh, so fun. And it's when you get to the smaller ones that you really feel your whole self just zoning in and just enjoying the process. Earlier on when I was here just now, there was a lady and she told me she actually had to go to work but then she can't stop building. That's how therapeutic this is. These therapeutic gardens are a result of combined efforts from landscape architects, researchers, horticulturists, and many others from NParks.
And together we are able to design this therapeutic garden that is meant for everyone, inclusive in itself. And we do have a plan. By year 2030, we plan to develop 30 therapeutic gardens in different parts of Singapore.
I know there are people who say like, why do I want to take the effort just to come to a park? But once you're here, you really feel like time stops and people slow down, take pictures, talk to each other. And it's amazing how much thought went into all the small details over here. So thank you NParks, and for all the residents, do look out for a therapeutic garden that might be just coming your way soon. This is CityJo Abby from Singapore One.
You know, piling rocks on top of each other, can building, is an ancient tradition stretching back at least 4,500 years ago. That long. And they were used as trail markers, among other things. But who knew this process could be so relaxing as well?
Yeah, it just looks so relaxing. I really want to visit those gardens. But maybe that's the real reason ancient peoples built canes. They didn't have YouTube back then, right? So I imagine to entertain themselves, they piled rocks on top of each other to see who could build the greatest tower.
Really?
Right?
Like Jenga?
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. Who knows?
It's quite fun.
Yeah, well, it can be. You should try and let me know, all right? And with that, we've come to the end of our show. Things are changing so fast these days as we open up. The same is happening at SG Now. From next month, we are going to have 3 new shows, 3 new different shows a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And a very, very special host on Friday. We're not going to tell you who that is.
It's not Kai.
It's not Sharda.
Okay.
We're not special enough.
Well, anyway, thanks for joining us today. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
See you again soon, folks. Bye.